Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of The Blueprint. Again, we hope everyone has been staying safe throughout these COVID times. Things are starting to get worse in Melbourne. We recently went into lockdown stage 3 again, and each day we're actually getting more and more cases. Hopefully in this week, we're gonna see a drop in the cases. And I just wanna give a shout out, just show my appreciation and gratitude for all the frontliners out there currently helping with COVID. Everyone from working from supermarkets and doing the drive-through testing. It's because of their help and their efforts that we are able to be comfortable at home and focus on this video series. And for us to just have to do videos is a very small part of contributing to society compared to them. So guys, please do what you can, do your part to make sure we're not spreading the COVID virus. Every little bit helps. So in today's episode, we will take you through our top 5 best cutting foods, and these are the foods that we have eaten religiously throughout our cuts last year and this year, and guarantee it's going to help you out for sure. Also later in the episode, we'll be taking you through our, let me try to get this, our choc chip banana bread protein muffin recipe. You saw the little clip last week showing you us making it. This week we'll actually go in depth on how you can make it. It's a super quick recipe. If you guys are like us and you have a sweet tooth and you like eating desserts, 100% you're going to enjoy this recipe. And also I'll be taking you through one of our squat workouts before lockdown. And at the end of the episode, I'll be talking about progression and how progression isn't linear. And it's important to stay consistent, especially during these times when you're going through hardship and things aren't going your way. It's extra important for you to be on track of your progress. I know in the last couple of weeks, a lot of people's motivation has dropped, especially when gyms have been closing down, but now is actually the time for you to be working extra hard, because imagine the progress you're going to be able to make with the new discipline that you've accrued, but in more optimal conditions. Anyway, now we'll take you through our top 5 foods. Again, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. We'll be giving you super valuable information throughout this whole docu-series and logging our journey to our competition in October, and hope you guys enjoy. So now we'll take you through our top 5 best foods for dieting. These are the type of foods that Hang and I have been eating throughout last year and this year throughout our cuts. And it really helps us because these foods are the ones, 1, we enjoy, and 2, they're very low in caloric density. So even though we're saying this top 5 foods, for each of the foods that we are talking about, we're actually providing another option. 1, it either goes with it or as an alternative. So the first food on our list today is protein pancakes by MyProtein. Now, we're not sponsored by MyProtein, so we're not paid to say this. We just genuinely enjoy these protein pancakes. And sure, you can make your own protein pancakes, and there's plenty of recipes online, but this for me is convenient. And especially when we have really big days ahead all the time, this means that I can just mix it with milk and chuck it on the pan for 5 minutes and breakfast is served. It's 184 calories for just the pancakes itself, 32 grams of protein. And item number 2 that goes with this is sugar-free maple syrup. I can't stress how important this is for our diet. Because this is sugar-free, it's super low calories. It's around 20 calories a serving, and you can pretty much use as much as you want before you get sick, and you're not gonna have to worry about the extra calories or gaining any weight from it. We actually use the maple syrup on everything that we eat, from pancakes to cereal, to oats, to muesli, everything. It's super delicious, and Hang and I, we have quite a sweet tooth and we like our desserts. So this definitely helps us during our cut. For contrast and comparison, traditional Canadian maple syrup for a serving is around 15 to 30 grams of carbs per serving. And this is 5 grams. It's actually not even carbs, it's sorbitol, which is a sweetener, extremely low calories. But anyway, so with the pancakes and the almond milk and the sugar-free maple syrup, this whole meal here is 230 calories. And you get 5 mini pancakes, or you can make 3 big ones. You can even use more if you want, but basically it's pretty much just protein, right? There's only a few grams of carbs, a few grams of fats, not that big of a deal, but you're gonna get a bulk of your protein in the morning. You're eating pancakes, it's extremely low calorie, so there's nothing to not like about this. So anyway, that's it for item number 1. Let's go to item number 2. Right, on to number 2 of our list today of our favorite low calorie foods. It's gonna be rock melon. Okay, so rock melon is extremely low in caloric density. For every 100 grams, it's around 30 calories. It's super high in antioxidants, high in vitamin C, vitamin A. It's 90% water. If it's 30 calories for 100 grams, half a kilo, you're looking at 150 calories for half a kilo. This is half a kilo right here. And it's 90% water, so 450 grams of that is water. It's super healthy, it's super refreshing, and it's definitely Hanganized dessert of our choice. Look, especially during COVID times, you guys at home not really doing anything, so you're not really eating because you're hungry. You're probably eating because you're feeling peckish or it's a habitual thing. Perfect snack. Get a box of these, eat one of these a day. It's 150 calories. You're getting daily dose of vitamin C and vitamin A, and it's a tasty, delicious dessert that is refreshing. What more can we say about that? An alternative to this would be watermelon. The caloric density of watermelon is practically the same as rock melon, 30 calories per 100 grams, 34 calories per 100 grams. You can pretty much eat as much as you want of rock melon and watermelon or any other melon of your choice, and you don't have to worry about being fat. For you to eat a substantial amount of rock melon or watermelon, and for you to get fat, you'd have to be eating 5 or 10 kilos a day. No one is gonna be eating that much fruit a day. At the end of the day, guys, this is not what's gonna get you fat. It's the pizzas and burgers that you guys are eating when you're eating out, but we've got you covered as well. In our previous episode, we've got a burger recipe, which is our first episode, and we also have our pizza recipe as well. So if you haven't already checked it out, make sure you guys check that out. But anyway, this is our dessert of our choice. I mean, it's no ice cream, but if you guys have a sweet tooth like Hang and I, this is gonna give you that fix, and it's extra healthy as well. So with any diet plan, it's extremely important to have a diet that's whole food based with adequate servings of fruits and vegetables. And at the end of the day, if you are eating sufficient amount of fruits and vegetables, you're gonna get much better performance than if you were to eat junk food just to hit your calories. Sure, calories is the determining factor whether you're gonna lose weight or gain weight, but you guys are forgetting one thing. If you guys have adequate nutrients to perform optimally, you're gonna get better results overall. So if you compare one person over a period of, for example, 3 months, one person eats watermelon and the other person doesn't, you're probably not gonna notice a body composition difference between the two. However, one person is gonna feel better than the other. I know I definitely feel better when I fill up my calories with fruits and vegetables rather than processed foods like sugars. This is filled with vitamins and micronutrients, so it's definitely our recommendation for any diet. Especially when you're in a caloric deficit, you're already depriving yourself of calories. Don't deprive yourself of nutrients that your body needs to function properly. Make sure you get your fruits and vegetables in. And that's it. Let's move on to the next one. Number 3 on our list is charisma potatoes. They are a specific type of potato and they're lower calories than regular potatoes. So for 100 grams of charisma potatoes, it's only 45 calories. And when you compare that to traditional potatoes, it's 77 calories versus rice, which is 130 calories for 100 grams. So, and that's how we optimize our calories, by eating foods that is low in caloric density. An alternative is pumpkin. Pumpkin is 26 calories for 100 grams. So in here, my portion, I have 150 grams of charisma potatoes, 150 grams of pumpkin. They total up to around 110 calories. So this whole meal here, this massive meal, it's actually under 600 calories. So this whole plate here is under 600 calories. And it's quite ridiculous because we've even got a piece of Scotch fillet steak here. Because we filled it up with foods in low caloric density, we've been able to fit in a lot of food for not much calories. So if you're dieting, definitely give charisma potatoes a go, because you're gonna be able to eat lots of food and not have to worry about getting fat. And remember, these charisma potatoes are about 1/3 of the calories of rice, and they're half the calories of traditional potatoes as well. I mean, who doesn't like potatoes? Potatoes is actually really high in vitamin C, potassium, and pumpkin is really high in vitamin C, K, and potassium as well. And guys, if you guys have a air fryer, you can fry it up and make chips. We don't have one yet. It's definitely on our to buy list, but steak potatoes, winning. So that takes us to food number 4, which is broccoli. Now, you guys probably already know the drill with broccoli. It's super low calories, super healthy, high in fiber, vitamin C, vitamin K, and for 100 grams, it's only 34 calories. On our plate here, we've added a 33% extra volume for only 34 calories. It's an easy way for us to add extra volume to our food, fiber into our daily intake, and it has a lot of micronutrients. So like I've said previously on this channel, we are an advocate of eating your vegetables and fruits. We believe that it helps you perform optimally because you're gonna get a lot of micronutrients. So calorie for calorie, when you're eating fruits and vegetables, it's far better than anything else you're gonna eat in terms of micronutrient density. And it's an easy way for us to add volume and trick our body into eating more food for less calories. So moral of the story, guys, eat your bloody vegetables. All right, so we're just gonna chow down on this and we'll see you for the next one, which is our desserts. All right, so this brings us to our last item on our top 5 best dieting foods, and it's pretty much 0-calorie jelly. I lied, it's not 0 calorie, it's 1.6 grams of protein per serve, but it's almost negligible. But anyway, for the most part, it's a lot of volume, it's a whole bowl, and you're getting 6 calories for this. And we typically eat this at the end of the night when we've run out of calories, we feel like eating something sweet, and this actually fills you up. You know, Hang actually doesn't even finish her serving, but if you have a sweet tooth like we do, I feel like we've said that about like 5 times this episode, but yeah, we really have sweet teeth, especially when dieting. When I'm not dieting, I actually don't feel like any sweets at all, which is weird. It's just when I'm dieting, your body starts to give you signals to kind of eat. So when we get those signals, we just smash down on stuff that's super low calorie. And as an alternative, there's these jelly drinks that you can get from your local supermarket. It's derived from the konjac plant. And these drinks are normally less than 10 calories. And again, I wouldn't bother counting these in my macros for the day. You can if you want to be pedantic about it, but it's almost negligible. Unless you're having like 1,000 of these a day, you don't really need to worry about counting it. Typically, Hang and I would have maybe one of these once a week maybe, and this one most once a day. When we really deep in our diet and we really need to save up all our calories for everything else, then we would eat this at the end of the night just so we have something to chew on, just so we have something to nibble on other than ice cream or chips or any other high calorie desserts. These are going to be your best friend when you're dieting.
That's the packet.
Yeah, and it comes in different colors and flavors. So what we've got here is the mango passion fruit, but it comes in lime, apple, pineapple, kiwi, whatever. But anyway, we've just finished filming episode 7, so we're gonna chow down on this and then just relax and hopefully get the episode out for you guys on time. But anyway, we'll see you guys next time.
See ya. Hi guys, this is the bonus round. So these are our favorite treats, favorite dessert. This is Fiber One bars. This is a popcorn caramel bar. And this is the salted caramel squares. And then we also got the carrot cakes, which we haven't tried yet and we're super excited to try it. These are really good and really tasty. They're similar to normal muesli bars, but they're really low in calories. And I really enjoy eating these. There are a lot of different varieties of flavors, and this one's my favorite, the salted caramel one. If you guys have a sweet tooth like me, these will be your go-to, because it's my go-to. Normally I'll snack in Tim Tams and chuck it in a basket when we go shopping, and Andrew will take it out. So I can't eat any of that, so I'll have to buy these, but they're so good. Like, it's really good. You guys should get onto it.
So today I'll be taking you through my squat workout. Typically I break up my squats into 2 sessions, a high volume and a low volume day. The low volume day is focusing on strength, and I use that strength carryover to do high volume workouts later on in the week. I typically do a high volume day maybe once a week or once a fortnight, and the remaining sessions is tapering up and trying to get as strong as possible so that when I do my high volume day, I get to do it with more weight. So this is just warming up with just 100. The only reason why I do 4 reps is because doing any more is just going to fatigue me. This is just to get my body and my nervous system used to pushing that weight, just get a feel for it, and then I can move on to my working sets. So for Hang, this is her top set of 60 kilos. And basically what we've noticed is if she goes into the session doing her main working sets without doing a top set, it becomes a lot more challenging. And once we do the top set and we back down to a working set, there is strength carryover from doing 60 kilos. So for today, she's doing 60 kilos for a couple reps and then moving back down to 50 kilos to do 10. Now this is my second warm-up of 120 kilos, again, just to get a feel for it. And typically in a session, 120 kilos will determine how much I'll push for that day. If 120 kilos feels light and quick, I know that I'll have potential to push a little bit more. Otherwise, if 120 kilos feels heavy, I know that that day I'm not feeling 100%. So this is Hang's first working set of 50 kilos. She does 10 reps. And if you notice her form, she actually does it with really good form. Her form doesn't break even though she's struggling. She's focusing on keeping her chest up, back straight, and getting as low as possible. And squats is one of these things that Hang has been really pushing hard in the last year to build up. Last year when Hang got into training, she was struggling to do the 12.5 kilo bar, and now she's able to push out reps of 50 kilos. So kudos to her for working hard and really pushing towards her goals. So the belt that she has, last year I told her that if she hit 60 kilos on the squats, I'd get her that belt, and for about 1 or 2 months she pushed really hard to get 60 kilos. So that could be the same for you as well. Set yourself small checkpoints and milestones and reward yourself once you hit those milestones, and make sure whatever reward that you get yourself or someone gets you, it's going to benefit your journey. And that really helps us along the way, having each other to push and set milestones and reward each other. So this is my first working set of 125 kilos. I'm really focusing on keeping my form tight. I don't have my belt. I actually lost my belt last year at the gym, and it's been pretty hard trying to adjust to squatting without a belt. The belt itself, I don't think it gives you any more strength, but it gives you more core and internal pressure so that when you're grinding out the reps, you're going to get better force delivery from your legs upwards to the weight. And if I don't have the belt, my back starts to arc a bit once I start to struggle. So that's something I'm consciously trying to mitigate and keep my chest up. So this is Hang's second set, just a different angle here so you can see the depth that she's hitting. Normally she actually gets a little bit lower as well. And for the last couple months, she's been squatting without a mirror and getting really good depth, but she likes to squat with a mirror just to see how she's squatting. And you can see that she's starting to struggle, but really pushing through. It's really tough to do a high rep set of squats. This is my third set of 125. It's starting to get really tough. This session, I was actually aiming to do 6 to 8 reps of 125, but the strength wasn't there. And I would attribute that to not having a belt. And typically when the weight starts to get hard, I would be able to grind out the reps as long as I have that belt to give me that internal pressure, but I don't have that today. This is the best I could do. I'm looking to buy a belt again, but 220 bucks is quite hefty just for a belt. And with the third set, you can see that she's doing this a lot faster than all her other sets. I told her as a mental cue, try to push as fast as you can. Typically when we're pushing a weight that's heavy for us, we're inclined to slow down, which I think there is value to that. It's to prevent any injury, but also if we're training too slow, we're not getting as much force exertion as possible. When you're pushing weight at higher speed, you're pushing it with more force. And when you're using the mental cue to push as fast as you can, you're typically going to be pushing with more force. All right, so this is set number 3. Kudos to Jeremy, standing by, always ready to help me out. And my mental cue here is as I'm going down, I'm trying to make sure that my knees go out on the way up and they don't buckle in. And a critique for me to improve my form is I nosedive. So I'm using the elastic potential energy of my glutes to help with the first part of the movement. If I'm being critical of myself, I shouldn't be doing that and really slowing down the reps, pausing at the bottom before going back up. But it also depends on the strength that I have for today and the goals that I have for today. So this is my 4th set. You can see my back starts to bend a little bit, and as soon as I feel that, I put the weight back straight away. What that means is I'm not getting enough activation in my glutes and my hamstrings, so my back starts to lose tension. And this is my backup set of 100 kilos. I will do this with really slow form and technique, focusing on my knees going out and not buckling inwards. I'm trying to do this as slow as I can on the negative and really feeling the contraction and the stretch in my quads, and then propelling up with medium pace. Typically I'll do this to failure, and I'd get anywhere between 7 to 10 reps after my 3 working sets. And if you actually notice, my stance is actually really close as well. You don't have to squat that close. I'd like to squat that close because it gives me better quad activation, and if you have the mobility for it, go for it. I'm much stronger if I get the wider stance, but I prefer the narrow stance to get better quad activation. All my squat sets are to failure, and then I'll do one more accessory, which is my leg extensions. And this one I normally do the negative as slowly as possible, really feeling the stretch. And then on the concentric, I would try to extend it as fast as I can and really get the stretch and squeeze in my quads, focusing on my toes pointing upwards. And I'll do this one again to failure. I'll get anywhere between 10, 15, or even 20 reps sometimes. But after a set, it's actually quite agonizing how much it hurts. That's how hard you guys should be pushing during your sets. And that's it. It's a quick, short squat session today. We didn't have that much time, but typically I don't do that much for legs. My legs get pretty good growth from just doing those few exercises. And at the end of the day, it's not the amount of exercises that you do that's important. It's the quality and also pushing to failure. If you guys are pushing to failure every single set, pushing to your limits, it's actually very hard for you to get any volume out. Anyway, that's it. If you guys like these workout sessions, let me know down below, and just let me know what you guys like us to feature, and we'll get it done.
Today we'll be showing you how to make chocolate chip banana bread protein muffin, and it will be a quick and short recipe. We'll need 400 grams of bananas, 200 grams of egg whites, baking powder, cinnamon, sweetener, some chocolate chips, coconut flour, unsweetened almond milk, and any type of protein. First off, we'll mash out 400 grams of bananas. We'll use a fork to mash it like this. We'll be adding 200 grams of egg whites into our banana batter. Let's add our egg whites, guys, and just mix. Now we're gonna put everything together. I've measured out all our ingredients and put it into smaller bowls. First off, we'll put our banana batter into a larger bowl. We'll add in 100 grams of almond milk. Next up, we'll add in the protein powder. There's 120 grams in here. And 60 grams of coconut flour. 12 grams of sweetener. And another 12 grams of baking soda. And last of all, 6 grams of cinnamon ground. And now we mix. Alright, it's time to add the chocolate chips, guys. 6. I'll cut some bananas just to put on top to decorate our cupcake as well. Put it on top like this. Sprinkle some chocolate chips on top so it looks pretty once you bake it. Guys, it is now done. It looks like this, and we'll put it into the oven. Let's go. We'll put it in the oven for around 30 minutes. Once the top starts cracking, that's when you know it's done. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Guys, it has been half an hour. Now we'll take out our muffin. We'll leave it on the cooling rack to cool down. And you'll be ready to eat soon. Babe, what are you doing?
How good.
Are you just snacking on the bowl while waiting for it to cook?
Yep. I'm not wasting any food.
What does it taste like?
Banana and sugar.
Banana and sugar.
Babe, that's an oven, not an aquarium.
You told me to look at it.
Hope you enjoyed today's episode. So I want to talk to you about motivation and when things get tough, especially through the times that we're going through right now with COVID and lockdown. And basically, I'm hearing a lot of people wanting to put their goals on pause, whether it be their work or their fitness goals on pause, because the conditions aren't ideal for them to make any progress. And that is a really poor mentality to have, because not only are you not progressing during this period, but you're gonna go back on your progress. And once lockdown finishes and gyms open up again, not only have you put yourself in a worse position than when you had started off, but you're gonna look back to this moment and wish that you had just put in a little bit of effort and made that progress. You're in that position right now to make that progress, and you should treat this as an opportunity to develop your discipline, because being able to persevere through difficult times is what makes progress. And it's the same that can be said for gym or work. It's not about doing well when, let's say you go to the gym, right? The first 3 weeks, it's easy for you to go to the gym because you're seeing progress, you're getting stronger. But then when you're not progressing every single week anymore, your motivation dies and you're not making any progress. And then you'll quit fitness, and then you'll go back in a couple months later and you'll make the beginner gains again, and then the cycle repeats. The point is, it's easy to make progress when things are going your way, when you're feeling strong, but when things aren't, this is especially true when you're dieting. I'm at a point in my diet where I'm not getting any stronger, and for the rest of the diet, for the next 2 or 3 months, I'm fighting for my strength every single session. Every single session, I feel like crap. I have no energy. I don't get a pump. My joints are sore, and I feel like going to every session, I'm not 100% fully recovered. That's the nature of the beast of the diet. Do I not train because the conditions aren't ideal, or do I persevere through? Do you actually care about the things I'm going through right now as long as I make my final end game progress? The truth is, you don't, right? And after the 16 weeks or whatever you've committed to, people don't care about the excuses or what you've gone through along the way. At the end of the day, it's you started off looking like something and you ended up looking like something else. At the end of the 16 weeks, do you want to be left with the progress that you've made, or a bunch of excuses that you have compiled over the weeks? Every week is a new excuse. Every week is a new hurdle. And if you quit every single time you hit a new hurdle, you're never ever gonna get to the finish line. And you're always gonna look at the finish line as a dream or something that you can't achieve. The finish line is actually a point on your timeline as long as you keep pushing through. I also wanna explain to you the whole mental process, why you're binging, why you're not going to the gym, why you're being lazy, how your mind works. It's split into two, your conscious and your subconscious. Your subconscious is thoughts that you can't control. These are your impulses. Your brain is designed to have these impulses for survival. When I'm dieting, basically what I'm doing is I'm depriving my body of nutrients and calories so that I'm going through my internal energy storage, which is fat. Your body doesn't want you to burn through all that fat. The reason why you have fat in the first place is for survival. It's so that when you go through periods when you don't have food, you actually still have energy to sustain life. If you don't have any fat, you will die if you don't eat for a couple hours. That's why the minimum body fat for men is 3% and women is 13%. Anything less than that, you will die if you don't eat. Knowing that we have our subconscious, most of our decisions are actually determined already by our subconscious. There's a video on YouTube Premium or YouTube Red, and it's a series called Minefield, and it talks about your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is influenced by social media and everything that you see throughout the day. And basically there was an experiment and there was 2 buttons. The test subject just needs to press that button before the light turns on. And they have all this EMG equipment attached to their brain, which is detecting all their brain signals. And no one can pass that test because basically your subconscious has already decided when you're gonna press the button. Your choices are already predetermined. Your conscious mind is a way for you to make sense of your subconscious thoughts. So the point I'm trying to make is when you're dieting, you're always gonna have these body signals and impulses that your body is telling you to eat again. Your body starts to produce more ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone. So that is a signal that your body is telling you that you need to eat. And then you come to a point where you're confronted with a pizza, for example. Your conscious mind starts to make sense of those thoughts and those feelings and emotions. You know that you shouldn't be eating it, but your body is setting you impulses and signals to eat it because it knows that it's worth a lot of calories. And the fact that you're gonna be eating that pizza, you're not gonna be burning fat. And that's what your body wants. Your body wants to store fat, especially through a period where you're losing fat. And your conscious mind tries to make sense of that. So you start justifying, I've worked hard today. You know, I've lost weight for 3 months. I deserve to eat this pizza. I've had a long day at work. I can take today off gym. And I bet most of you out there are probably watching this, eating ice cream and telling yourself that you shouldn't even be eating this. That is an example of how you've let your impulses drive your progress, letting your emotions drive your progress. And the reason why we got everyone to talk about their feelings and their insecurities on episode 1 is for us to set a goal at the start. Don't let your emotions set your goal. This is why most of you are failing with your diets, because you have a goal at the start. But when you're weeks or months in, you allow your emotions to dictate your progress. So after 3 or 4 weeks, you've lost a decent amount of weight. You start saying, oh, look, maybe I don't want to be lean anymore. Maybe I don't need to be lean. This pizza is what I want. This burger is what I want. But that's not actually how you truly feel. That's your body and your mind giving you these impulses and signals to eat. And if you don't know how to process that and you give in, you go back to the same place as you started. And I bet right after you eat that pizza, you feel guilt. You feel crap that you ate that pizza and you know what, it's too late and you know, you've already consumed those calories. There's nothing you can do. And then you punish yourself in the week by not eating or doing extra cardio. And the fact that you're not eating and doing extra cardio, you're feeding into your hunger hormones again. You've starved yourself for the whole week. Your body is on overdrive of ghrelin. And then the weekend comes and you're confronted with another pizza again and then you binge again. The point is, don't let your emotions dictate your actions and progress. I get the exact same signals as you do. I get the exact same impulses and urges to binge, but I've just learned to process these emotions. And I know that this is part of the process. For me to crave that pizza, that is normal. And I know that my goal at the start was for me to lose X amount of weight to get on stage. And I know that this pizza isn't gonna get me there. So what you need to do is you need to ask yourself and be honest when you're confronted with that situation. Is this meal going to detriment what I'm trying to achieve, or is it actually gonna make me happy? And don't let your mind send you justification and excuses why you should eat it. This is why in episode 1, we asked everyone to talk about how they felt and talk about the insecurities and really dive deep in terms of what they wanted, what fitness was to them. Fitness wasn't just to look a certain way, but for them to feel a certain way. Remember that in the times where things get tough and you're confronted with temptation, ask yourself, is this pizza worth the disgust and the disappointment and the shame that I'm feeling about my body? Because when your body is confronted with food, it's gonna send you signals just to eat, and it's just gonna say whatever you want. It's gonna say, oh, I didn't really need to be fit. I don't really need to look like this. I'd rather eat this. To overcome your subconscious impulses, write down what you need to do and just do it. Don't let your emotions dictate what you're doing next, and just be logical and be honest with yourself and ask yourself, is this what I want? All right, that's it for today. I was rambling on a little bit. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. As always, really appreciate your time to watch this video. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times, we actually put a lot of effort into this video series, so we'd really appreciate it if you found value in the content that we've provided. Please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. And the idea for our channel is we want to try to influence as many people as possible. And I don't know if you can tell from the effort that we put into our videos, but we do it because we love it and we feel like it's really going to help people, and we want our videos to reach as many people as possible. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys stay safe, and peace.
Nice.